We wanted our first experiential program to be something really meaningful and really accessible to everyone. And what's more meaningful and more accessible and more human than storytelling? We all tell stories every day. We appreciate stories every day. We use stories to communicate, to share our values, to learn about places and experiences and people. It's a part of your classrooms for sure every day, for every subject. And it's a really important skill to bring to the workplace. And so who could be a better partner for that than Pixar? We're thrilled to be going on this storytelling journey together and with all of you.
Hi, everybody. My name's Sydney. I'm in Oakland, California, and I teach in Oakland Unified School District. I come from an industry background, so I worked in film and design for many, many years and slowly found my way into education. And so I'm a CTE teacher, which is career technician educator. So I'm really supposed to be teaching industry standard skills, bringing in project-based learning, work-based learning, industry partners. And I actually found out about this program in a moment of dire need. I had just started a job and nothing was going right, and none of my computers were working, and all the curriculum I wrote wouldn't work. So I've taught the program both with just paper and pencil. Like that first semester, I was like, we have sketchbooks and pencils, let's go for it. We recorded everything on our phones. So we used all like web-based free programs to do all of it: video editing, audio editing, drawing. We just took pictures of the drawings and airdropped them to the computers and cropped them. And then the second semester, once I got my footing, we used Procreate and Krita and Wacom tablets. And then I got to actually teach them Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere. And so I've kind of taught it all the ways in terms of like a lot of resources and no resources. So what I really love about the program is there's really only two things that you have to do. You have to see the assignment and you have to submit something at the end of the week. You can really make it your own and dive in deep, or just say, we're just gonna write a script, we're not gonna draw it, or we're gonna do something different.
I just want to give you some high-level things in terms of planning. In terms of like what you can see from an admin, I want to show you two things. So users have the ability to follow each other. If they find a project they're inspired about and they want to kind of follow it along. But more interesting is the submission history we always give access to, initially for teachers, but we realize a lot of peer-to-peer learning is facilitated this way. So I can see every step Brandon took to get to their story. And so I have a window into every submission in the program, every piece that person did. But at a kind of global level, I'm just going to switch now to like this account page for a teacher. What I want to point you to is this progress report. This will allow you basically, what you'd expect, which is an at a glance. This is, again, a test account with 2 people, but an at a glance look at, did they log in? Did they do orientation? Did they upload? And you can click here to actually jump to a comment page and see all the comments of every student.
What happens sometimes is you've got a week off or something happens in the classroom and you can't move forward. The program is super flexible in terms of being able to catch up. And so if you miss a week and you fall behind, that is absolutely okay. You can catch up the following week. You can even miss doing an assignment. The thing that's important is to try to have students upload as often as they can so that they're getting that feedback.
The program itself is kind of structured so that you can take it as an individual or as a member of a team. So this really worked for us because in our class, we do a lot of collaborative learning. And so students were placed in groups of 4. And so there they could pitch stories, ideas to each other. Then they could pitch it to the entire class. And they could get feedback from each other. They can get feedback from the class. And then they can get feedback from this program. Thinking about it, I was a little bit nervous when I was teaching it, particularly to middle schoolers. But I think the culture is established really early on in the program, and it actually becomes a very safe place for folks to share. And it was wonderful. And at the end of the day, people who were really quiet in the teams found their voices. They started they realized that their stories have power. I'm coming from a place where, my own background, I was an immigrant, right? I'm a first generation American, first generation college student. And I also had a chance to work at the studios, right? At Disney and Warner Brothers. One thing that always made a difference for me was the folks that took the time to meet with me, tell me about their experiences working in the studios. It made it real for me. And that's what this thing does. And the reason why I'm here is because I believe in the program. I've seen, you know, the change that it does to students. And I think the biggest change has been in the students that have the least resources. The focus is on story. So when they hear, it's not about having the fanciest computer and the fanciest equipment. It's what you have to say. And then they start saying it, and then they start getting that feedback, and it just sparks something that, you know, it's going to last for the rest of their lives.